My name's Roy Brown, and I joined the Navy, and in the course of the training, I wound up in the hospital corps. I was placed in the 27th Regiment, 2nd Battalion, and E Company, assigned to E Company. So I was a platoon corpsman. There were 9 of us in the company. When we sailed for Iwo, we left on the APA 119, which is the USS Highlands, and the 2nd Battalion, 27th Marines, was combat loaded on that vessel. My assignment was to land in the first wave of Higgins Boats, or LCVPs. We got the call the day morning, Boat Team 66. We came up out of the bowels of the ship, and of course we were loaded with all this medical gear. We were anchored south of Suribachi, and we proceeded in a line toward the island. We hit the beach and the ramp went down, and the corpsmen all filed out. And I branched off to the left. There was a little overhang. Threw myself in there, and I wanted to see what happened, to get my bearings, you know. And as I watched him take off, I saw a body in the water, and I threw off my main pack and ran out. It turned out that it was an Indian that had been badly hit, and I was able to drag him out of the surf and up onto the sand. And when you're 18 years old and you've got your first casualty, and who's been really disemboweled. So I got him on the beach, and I really didn't know what to do. And I thought, well, he isn't going to live. I'll try to get some morphine in him. After that 6th wave, all these explosions were taking place and on the landing and everything. Somebody started yelling for a corpsman, and I turned around, and I knew my first patient was dying, so we were held up for a while, and his body was next to our foxhole, and it bothered me. He'd been hit in the eye, and he laid there for a couple of days. They didn't get him out. Some of the fellows, the older fellows, were yelling goodbye to each other. We figured, you know, this is it. So we're supposed to drive out over the top of Hill 362. Well, as soon as we started, why, all hell broke loose, and I started up, and I to this day, I still see the sun glint on that artillery shell when it hit right in front of me and went down under me and exploded and blew me in the air, knocked me completely unconscious. I thought I was half buried in that sand, and I thought, well, I'm dead. That's not so bad, you know. And then my sight came back, and I had this overpowering urge to urinate, and I urinated blood, and I went bananas. But that was bad. We lost a lot of guys in that thing, and it took us a long time to get men pulled out. I was fine up until I got blown up, and then mentally I was really not myself. And it was difficult. General Kurobayashi felt that they had lured us into landing on the West Beach. The 5 waves of amphibious tractors slipped in, and the troops got ashore without too much resistance. But when the LCVPs came, i.e. first wave of Higgins Boats, Boat Team 66, they opened up on us. The brass had talked about this being perhaps a 3 to 5 day operation. They also said there were only 10,000 Japanese on Iwo, and it turned out there were 21,000. Yeah, I think the most unnerving thing about that campaign was the inability to see them, particularly for the Marines. Well, there was a lot of praying. You asked about that. There was a lot of praying. And I remember what I said was, Lord, I can't make any promises, but get me through this, and I'll guarantee I'm not going on another one of these things. That was my extent of the prayers. So.